Did I press something?
No.
Okay.
Okay, folks, it is worldclasstraining.net. I'm trying to navigate lights and cameras and lights. We welcome you to another edition of worldclasstraining.net. Dance it off, shy. All the school days and all these magnificent things we have going on with us today. We have Lady Dawn Marie.
Good morning, Pastor. How are you?
Good morning.
So
Are we
good to
gonna give them
see
some
you on
love?
this
I'm gonna
Friday.
change that. Yeah.
Being turned. Yes,
Turn.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
There
Oh,
you go.
that's good.
She's
I'm
got to
just gonna-
change some
Go
things,
ahead,
y'all.
y'all keep talking.
Let her change what she needs to change. There you go.
Okay.
She's tilting and making and everything is happening.
Okay.
So good morning
Well, we
to
are
you.
here.
Good
Yes.
morning to you, ma'am
Good morning.
and sirs, boys and girls. We're friends up until October the second weekend. Is it the second? When do we go to
the
Howard?
18th.
The third. So we're friends. Like
October
we're bosom buddies until we go to Howard to play football.
And I hear TSU is trying to buy up all the tickets.
Why not?
I don't know why y'all trying to buy up all the tickets.
We're not gonna be able to buy.
What is going-
Listen, we're not gonna be able to buy the tickets in January.
to watch a loss.
Oh,
But we welcome y'all. We welcome the TSU.
You welcome us. You're gonna
Yes,
welcome
we do.
us.
We welcome you. We welcome you. Yes,
Listen. Good morning, Valina. Good morning, everybody who's coming in. Do me a favor, hit like and share.
Good morning.
And later, this will be on Don Marie's platform as well, so she
Yes.
can share it. She will have the video to do some uploads. So,
Absolutely.
What's going on, girl?
It's so good to see you, Pastor. Thank you so much for having me in your show, on your show this morning. It's
Your
always
show.
good to
It's your
have a
show, too.
conversation with you. As I was sharing with you, I have been listening to your phenomenal unpacking of the toiling and the
Oh my
need
God.
to resist the urge to avoid when going through conflict. And so
Right.
I was so inspired. I said, let me call him and talk about some other options or other ways to handle conflict and the importance of knowing that really avoidance is a conflict handling strategy that can be employed at certain times, but we have to understand when to use it, and
What
we have to
other-
understand the other options that are available, because sometimes I think, and especially leaders, I've seen so many leaders just rest in the avoiding mode.
Okay.
But the problem with resting in the avoiding mode is that you never get to resolution because, and I did research, Thomas Kilman is the person who developed the 5 modes of handling conflict.
Thomas Kilman.
Yes.
Okay,
These
Thomas
are actually 2
Kilman.
people. Thomas Kilman, 2 individuals.
Oh,
It's a Thomas
yeah.
Kilman 5 modes of
Right.
conflict resolution. Yeah. So
Like Morrison Hill.
Morris Hill, absolutely. That's right. This is the Morris Hill production this morning.
Yeah.
So that's really the goal today. I wanted to help even move that conversation forward a lot, because we can say, hey, don't avoid, but the problem is people don't know what to do.
Okay.
Like
We
I
don't know
can
what
say,
to do.
don't stand still, but how do I move forward? How do I walk? How do I run? You know, and so those things have to be taught. And when you move past avoiding, the other modes are the options to be able to resolve conflict in a positive way. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, y'all, I'm trying to figure out Thomas and Kilman. They're not the same people, number one.
Right.
I want to figure out what other ways.
Yes.
When is avoidance and actually
Good.
beneficial?
Yes.
Beneficial. So avoidance can be beneficial at times. Hey, yo, we're going to have a marvelous show today. It's the worldclasstraining.net.
Yeah.
It's the worldclasstraining.net. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my lovely co-host today. And I'm ready to have us a show.
Yes.
Conversations with Cornelius. I wish I should have gotten your intro, but it's all good. It's Capri
okay.
Cares.
It's
It's
Capri
Capri Cares.
Cares.
It's all of that.
Care that I know.
I know that I care.
Know
Care
that I care. That's
listen
it.
at you.
That's
Well, we're
right.
going to play
That's
the
it.
introduction
Okay.
just because.
Here we go.
Are you on the introduction?
I don't think so, but it's okay because I'm in the show.
Out today. You're the
Exactly. I'm in
show.
the show
Yeah.
today. Exactly.
Hold on. Before we play, let me do this. Let
Yes.
me do this. Let me do this. Oh,
Oh,
wrong
that's
one.
the wrong.
Wrong one. Let me do this. Talk about that real fast.
Oh my goodness. So I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, we have got 3 amazing classes that are coming up beginning September the 25th. All tools to help you grow professionally. If you're looking to get promoted in your career, you're looking to even be more respected in your job, these tools are ones that you need. The first one is the Speak Easy Summit. Public speaking skills is mandatory if you want to be successful in your career and in life. You have to be able to speak well. So we're not talking about just the big presentations that you may do in front of a live audience, but how do you construct a message in a way that moves the dial forward in the way that you want it to be moved? And so that's the Speak Easy Summit happening September the 25th. Focus and flow. Time management is so important. So many people say, I don't have enough time. I
I
wish I
don't
had
have
enough
enough
time.
time.
Yeah, but you know what? God gave us all the same amount. And so some people are maxing that thing out and
Right.
some people are not.
Okay.
And so we want to help everybody to be able to really take advantage of the 86,400 seconds that we're granted each day. And there are strategies to do that. And finally, I would say my favorite is EI over everything, emotional intelligence over everything. I was having a conversation with a leader yesterday, and we were not only talking about some conflicts that he was having with some of his team members, but also that how important it is to know that as you're moving up in the company or people want to move up in his organization, that it's not just their skill that's going to get them there, but it's the way that they handle others. And emotional intelligence is key to that. So you will not only learn more about what it is, but you'll walk away with your own emotional quotient score globally and in each of the dimensions. So you'll know where you need to improve related to emotional intelligence. So yeah, that's September 25th, October 2nd, and October 9th. And you register at worldclasstraining.net. Thank you very
School
much
days?
for having that /school days. Yes.
Exactly. DAYZE.
Yes, exactly.
So
yes.
we got it. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah, very good.
Let me say good morning to Valina. Good morning, Kimberly Wilson. Good morning, those individuals who have come in. Hey, we're just going to switch gears. I was going to do something else, but I'm not going to do it. We say good morning to those who are coming. Do me a favor. Hit like and share now. Hit like and share now. I was dealing with this on all week, Don. Let me do it this way. Let me go here first. Let me have you learned talking about conflict resolution, avoidance? It says I resolve conflict in a clear, direct, and respectful way. Not what I might have learned growing up in my family, such as painful put downs, avoidance, escalating tensions, and going to a third party rather than that person directly. So when we talk about conflict resolution and how we need to learn to master conflict resolution, I just want everybody to look at that. I know I'm at the screen, but it's okay. I'll slide over. Talk to me about conflict resolution and Thomas and who?
Thomas Kilman.
Thomas and Kilman, yeah.
Yes.
And you talk about avoidance, and we've been talking about avoidance all week, and the recipe for avoidance, etc. So where are my emotional intelligence plays a great role,
right?
But help me unpack just how do I get to that place where I can resolve conflict properly? Yeah.
So that's a great question. And the first thing that we do have to do is to get hold of where we are emotionally. So that self-awareness piece, understanding when that thing called your amygdala is rising, and we may feel in our stomach, we may feel, different. There are different physiological factors that happen when we are angered, or even when we're feeling emotionally happy, right? So we have to first become self-aware. And when we tap more into who we are as humans and being intentional about saying, you know what, this may not be the moment for me to handle that comes first from self-awareness, then we're able to self-regulate. So if in fact we know that because of how I'm feeling too nervous about it, or I'm feeling too anxious, or my anger is at a certain level, then going into that avoidance mode for a moment is not a bad strategy, because then you can reset. So just quickly, the Thomas Kilmann 5 modes to handling conflict operates on 2 axes. So the first axis is assertiveness, and the second axis is cooperativeness. So
slow down. Everybody put it in the chat. Assertiveness.
Yes.
And cooperativeness.
Exactly.
Okay. So I have to slow down and say those words, because guess what? I don't have the vocal fluidity. I don't say them enough. Assertiveness and cooperativeness.
That's correct. Yes.
The 2 axes.
Those are the 2 axes
on which conflict resolution hinges for this particular paradigm.
Exactly. That's right.
Assertiveness and cooperativeness.
That's right. Exactly. Yes.
Y'all put that in the chat.
Assertiveness and cooperativeness. Those are the 2 axes.
Okay.
So avoidance, in looking at the axis, is at the bottom left, which is low assertion.
Okay.
Low cooperativeness.
Okay. Wow.
So if I'm avoiding something, I'm not being assertive. For instance, the leader I was talking to said that the person, when he asked what this person wanted, they said, I'm going to defer to you. That's not assertive, because assertive is not aggressive. It means that you're actually active in whatever the conversation is, right? Or in the resolution of the conflict. So if you're not assertive, it means you're not active in the resolution of the conflict. Cooperativeness connotes that you are not only being active, but you're being collaborative, or you're being you're saying, hey, you know what, how can we do this together? There's a high degree of togetherness when you're talking about being highly cooperative. So if you're avoiding, you're not doing either. You're not being active in the resolution, and you're not working together with the person or persons to resolve the conflict. There are times to do that, but it does not typically lead to resolution.
Okay. Pause.
And I know we have, right, exactly. I teach this. I have a class called The Art of Conflict Resolution. So I know we're not going to be able to fully unpack all of this right here.
Right.
But yeah, The Art of Conflict Resolution, come see me, worldclasstraining.net, if you want the class for your organization. But yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Because I know there's a lot.
You saying a lot fast.
Yes.
And you're full while you're saying it. So
yes.
Your amygdala has heightened or expanded in a good way.
Yes.
Like you said, with conviction, you said with compassion, you said with clarity. It's like, slow down.
Yes, I know. You always tell me that.
Slow down.
Y'all, I've been in Nashville 7 years. I'm still working on.
Well, no, that's the Chicago.
That's the Chicago.
Yeah, y'all talk fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning that. So I'm just trying to figure out like the cooperativeness and the assertiveness, the 2 axes, left, bottom, right, left, in the circle. In the axis part, is there movement?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And so I can, if I get a bad email, and I say bad, when I say bad, someone has written me a message that may not have been peppered with or salted with love and kindness, right? And so I don't want to immediately respond, because what I may see may have my amygdala rising, right? So I want to step away for a moment before I respond. So I'm at the low end. I'm not assertive. I'm not cooperative, because I'm not doing anything about it. I'm not actually having a conversation. I'm bothered.
Oh my God, I'm bothered.
Exactly. But I'm going to avoid for a moment. Now, I'm going to quickly go to the opposite end of the spectrum. What do you call that? Catty corner to avoidance. So the low left is where
top right.
That's correct. And so the catty corner to that is collaborativeness. And so collaborativeness is highly assertive, highly cooperative. So for instance, you and I, when we came here, we weren't in conflict, but we were in concert to try to make sure that we had everything set up in the way that it was, right? So we're both in action. We're both thinking about, okay, well, this doesn't work like this. Let's move it over here. That's highly cooperative. That's called a win-win, because both of us are seeking for the best resolution for both of us, right?
Okay.
So that's the highest level I won't say highest because they're all necessary. When you said, is it fluid? They're all necessary. At certain times, it's great to be collaborative. But then as we got closer to 7, it's like, okay, we got to do it like this. So because well, we were collaborative, but now you have to move into, again, I'm going quickly. So
don't slow down. Slow down.
Okay.
Y'all tell her to slow down.
Tell me to slow
Just slow down. And then we have a comment.
Somebody had a comment. Okay. So when you have to make a decision, so for instance, we both have children. So if I know that my adult children, but sometimes,
my God.
But sometimes we still know, their safety is important to us. Like, my son's safety is still important to me.
I'm she sure still calls him little Brian.
Daughter.
Brian is 6'4". Yeah, not little Brian. I'm looking for this little boy. And she's like, what's up, Brian?
I think that happened at the airport too. I was talking to a gentleman the whole way flying. And then I was like, yeah, my son is going to meet me at the airport. So he saw my son and the look on his face was like,
right.
What was this?
Right. I'm looking for little Brian.
Exactly.
Like little Brian. Exactly. No. Ain't nothing little about Brian.
Nothing at all.
Amygdala. That's amygdala.
Exactly.
That's good. It's good to laugh. Hold your point.
Okay.
Because you can always go.
Yes.
Benaya says, thank you for being on, Benaya. He says, it is more selective temporary avoidance.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a selective temporary avoidance where I can come back later and address it.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right. I like that. Right. Good morning, Shannon. Good morning. Okay.
And that's why what's his name?
Benaya.
Thank you so much for that.
North Carolina.
Benaya.
He's in North Carolina.
Hey. So that's so important for us to employ our emotional intelligence at that time, because when you take selective avoidance and regulate, right? That second dimension. Self-regulate. Exactly. Which is the second dimension of emotional intelligence, then you have an opportunity to come to the table with that person in a more, as the word on Facebook is now these days, in a more demure way.
Demure way.
Can
we spell that?
D-E-M as in Mary, U-R-E.
Demure,
right, which is a more calm, right?
Demure
way, exactly. Okay. And have a conversation that's focused on the problem and not the person. Because if you focus on the problem and not the person,
I like that.
As you talked about the anger and how people, insult people when they're angry,
right?
Then we can't really have a good conversation about how to resolve this, because now my feelings are hurt because you said something negative about me personally, versus saying, hey, you know what, that sign is crooked, can we please straighten that out? You're like, you always hanging something up the wrong way.
Okay.
You don't want to attack somebody personally, you want to focus on the problem. And by selective avoidance, self-awareness, hey, I'm not feeling that good right now about this. Self-regulation, let me selectively avoid so that I can then choose one of the other 4 conflict handling modes. Then we can maintain a strong relationship.
Or strengthen the relationship. And if that's the goal.
If that's the goal.
Because sometimes I've avoided not to strengthen, but to strangle.
Well,
I'm just being honest.
Yes. And
that's emotional intelligence, EI over everything. I know you talked about the second dimension, but you didn't mention the first. And we're not going to mention the first unless you want to, because you need to take that class. They need to take that class.
Well, you can, but I will go with what you just said.
Okay.
Let's lean into
it.
So from collaborativeness, I'm going to now go. And again, I know we're talking through this, but there's a whole, maybe when I posted on YouTube, and I can also share with you the whole diagram so it can get, so people can visually see this as well.
I can't. If you show me where to pull it up, I could pull it up, but.
Yeah. So from collaborativeness, above avoidance, so you're going from low assertion, low cooperativeness to now high assertion, low cooperativeness, and that is compete, which means Now I need to make some decisions, and it's me winning, you not. When you talk about that strangling, there is a time when you have to say enough is enough. Or you may have to say, this isn't going to go. If somebody does something egregious in a workspace, right?
Egregious.
They may have to be terminated. I'm now in high assertion, low cooperativeness mode because you've done something wrong. I have to tell you that you cannot continue to do it that way. And either we have to, as they say, change the people or change the people, which means that.
Ooh, slow down, slow down. Bombshell, bombshell. Everybody put in the chat, and we've said this before, either change the people,
right,
or change the people.
Amen.
And that's not saying the same thing.
It's not saying the same
but
thing.
But we have to low assertion, low cooperatives, high assertion, high cooperatives, higher cooperatives, low assertion.
Right.
At some point, either we change the people.
That's correct.
Or we change the people.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Good God Almighty. Exactly. See, that right there.
Yes.
I need a commercial break.
That's the whole word.
That's the whole word.
That's the whole word.
But I have to get to a place emotionally where I'm going to change the people or change the people.
In all of
My God, today. Look, Anna Catlin said, yes, change the people or change the people. Anna, we got that was a word, wasn't it, Anna? Everybody put that was a whole word. Like either you change the people or change the people.
Or you change the people. That's correct.
God Almighty. Yes. God Almighty. But I have to work on those spectrums and those axes and understand when I get into compete mode, it's more about the resolve now is change people or change people.
That's right. We're at a place where
God Almighty. God Almighty. God Almighty.
And in all of it, at the foundation, even if I am in a place where I have to go into compete mode, if I have properly become self-aware, self-regulated, then when I go into social regulation, which is when I may have to make some decisions, right? Hey, you and I can't be in this space together, or I can't allow you to behave in this particular way, or, hey, you got to be safe. So I got to pull you, about the street, In all of that, we have to manage our emotions because that way we can continue to stay centered on the problem. I mean, I've had people who have had to terminate, and it, maybe not in that moment, but in a couple of years later, we can still have a good relationship because you understand, perhaps not now, but later. That your behavior was a problem. And I'm not mad at you, but that behavior is not acceptable.
In the old Baptist church, we said we'll understand it better by
and by.
Valina comes in and said, thank you for that. Very understandable. Shout out to Valina.
Hey, Valina. You're welcome.
Yes. And Aunt Cheryl, change the people or change the people.
Yes.
And then get to that place of social. Yes. First it's self.
Right.
Then it's social.
That's correct.
Okay, exactly. Don and Cornelius, Don and Arne, whatever I'm going by, doctors, consultant, all of those things.
Yes.
Okay, we have to have that social space.
That's correct.
Where I make a decision now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
And either change the people.
Yes.
Or change the people.
Or change the people.
Good Absolutely. God Almighty.
Yes.
That wasn't a whole word, y'all. Wasn't that just like okay. That was like just a whole.
We can close
word.
Out on that. Huh?
Like we really could. Put you in your E and just go on and holler.
Saying,
yeah, we shall overcome
we
someday.
Shall overcome someday. Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah.
I'm back to this piece. Good morning, Brandy. Brandy, you're late, but it's okay. Love on them babies. Brandy, go back and watch this from the beginning because it was a major word, a bombshell dropped.
Yes.
Avoidance.
Yes.
It's good when.
Avoidance is good when you're not in an emotional position to handle the situation.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You're not in an emotional situation, an emotional place to handle the situation.
Slow down. Let me chew. I need to avoid.
Yes.
When emotionally, I'm just not right.
Exactly. Yep.
It's an emotion. It's not a safe one.
Right.
Especially one that's secure and safe enough to self-regulate and be self-aware.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So Cain was not there.
No. Right. Exactly. No.
You know, I got to slip a little
Right.
Bible in
Exactly.
there.
Always.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's all good.
Right,
That's a good thing.
right.
Yes.
But Cain was not there.
No.
If
Exactly.
Cain would have gone through your EI class,
he would have been.
He been all right.
Better,
we got.
he would have been better.
We'd have got him a little grace. Yeah. But also okay. So when I reach that unsafe place,
yes.
Forget trying to make a decision.
Forget trying to make a decision. Don't make a decision. And don't make a decision. Don't go into the resolution unless you've determined your anticipated outcome. So,
by what?
Your anticipated outcome.
Strangle. Not salvage.
Not salvage. But
strangle. That's already. I'm already there.
You're already
I'm on 10.
Yeah.
20, 30.
Exactly.
But this helps. Isn't this helping y'all? Let's just be honest. This is helping.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to just learn to, as Jesus said, turn the other cheek and walk away.
Turn the other cheek and walk away. Exactly.
Because it's infuriating.
Right. Yeah.
My demure. What did you say?
Demure.
My demeanor.
You can't be in a demure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Okay.
A demure demeanor, I should say.
Yeah. Whatever.
You don't have a demure demeanor. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can't do that, then you need to be in avoidance until you have settled yourself in a way to have the conversation in a way that focuses on maintaining positive relationship and handling the problem. So until you're there, and it could be, again, even handling the relationship may mean that we are not going to be able to be in the same space
for a while.
Exactly.
Walk off.
Right. But respectfully so.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk off.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other piece is somebody has harmed you and you don't really know what the anticipated outcome of the discussion you want to have with them is. We need to be strategic in our conversations, even our conversations with our friends who have harmed us. So I may say, you know what Cornelius said to me hurt my feelings, but I'm not sure what I want to be as an outcome of the conversation that I have with them. So for instance, I was talking to someone who just disappeared. We're having regular conversations. All of a sudden, I don't know what a person is. They're not responding. And then they just come back and want to start back up. And so we had to have a pause. And I had to have a conversation with him to say,
it wasn't none of me, y'all.
It was not him. I mean, but first, before I even had the conversation, I really thought through, what do I want as an outcome of this, right? Mm-hmm. Do I want to just say, hey, you hurt my feelings? Or do we want to talk about how can we get to a place where going forward, if you're dealing with something mentally or physically, that you communicate just even on a minimal level that I'm going through some things. And so by me knowing what I wanted as an outcome, then I was able to focus on that in the conversation with the individual without being emotional.
As emotional.
As well, yeah.
The wrong emotion.
Exactly, which I communicated
so
that,
you was
hey.
Low left, moving to far right.
That's right.
Assertiveness, cooperativeness.
That's right. Exactly.
Into collaborative nation.
We got a lot
of this going on. All of this is
exactly.
I'm with it though.
Yes.
I'm with it. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest, and I'm speaking for the majority of us, Brandy, especially you and I, who were raised in the traditional Southern church.
Yeah.
We have never been told this.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say it. Anna, not in the church. Shannon, I mean, Valina, we've never been told this. So we're not even the teaching part has never been there.
Right.
And the church is always going to be a place of conflict and a lot of conflict because you're dealing with people and emotions.
Exactly.
All
That's
the time.
Right. That's right.
But I've never been told this.
No,
and I'm 27 years into the craft.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like literally.
Exactly. No, I know a lot of people aren't. We're not really taught. We're taught, go sit down, shut up, go,
do as I do, not as I say.
Exactly.
I brought you in this world.
And I can take you out.
Oh, Mama, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Like you really want to tell God you just killed me? How can you tell God I did it? Like what? amygdala is really out of control right now. You know, we heard stuff like this.
That's right.
I kill your boy,
Right.
and I tell God I did it.
Right.
I mean, I think he knows he was there. But I ain't Isaac, and you ain't Abraham.
That's right.
You ain't gotta slay me.
No, right.
But I even family, like, you know, working through relationships with the adults,
right,
especially our children. Like, I still want to be your dad, and I want you to be a child.
Right, yeah.
You know, so I can feel it. It ain't the Holy Ghost.
Right.
You know, it just stuff happens. You know, Brandy's a parent. All of us are parents. Valina, you know, we grandparenting now.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to move myself through these stages.
Exactly. That's right.
Of self-regulation, self-aware, social regulation.
Yes.
So that can be, as Jesus said this, or Paul said this, as much as lieth in you, live peacefully with all men.
Yeah.
But that's a process.
That's a process.
If I don't know my EI.
Right.
I know my yes, I know that. I know my EI. It's gonna be a killing.
It's gonna be a killing. It's gonna be a killing.
Yeah, killing. I mean, you know, we heard that stuff growing up, right, Valina, right, Shannon, right? And I mean, Brandy, we heard that stuff growing up, but then you working us through this whole new paradigm. Yeah. I'm like, what is Don talking about?
Yeah.
And I was like, you sound like Charlie Brown teacher. Right.
Hey,
like,
right.
Because you own it. You teach it.
Right. And so by teaching it, I have to live it. And to your point, yes, a lot of times we're taught just the left side of the spectrum. Either we're avoiding or we go straight to compete. Mm-hmm. But there are 3 other possibilities within the axis. We didn't even talk about compromise and accommodate, right? These are all choices that we can make. But oftentimes we stay in avoidance until somebody has ticked us off to the point where, bam, now I'm going off because that rock I never resolved. It stayed in the middle of the road and it just grew. And so now that rock is in my way and I can't emotionally get past it. So I'm just going to beat it up. Right. And so by beating it up, now I've destroyed the relationship.
And the purpose.
That's correct.
That rock possibly,
and the purpose. Exactly.
The rock's purpose now has been destroyed.
That's right. Exactly. Because we never talked about why is this rock in the middle of the road? Because if we could talk through why it's in the middle of the road, perhaps we can discuss, should we move it to the left or to the right? Should we decorate it? Or should we actually remove it? But if we never have the discussion and we just keep seeing, oh, this rock is in the middle of the road, it's bothering me, I'm never saying anything until now I've stubbed my toe on it and I'm going off on you because I've been looking at it, but I never said anything.
That sounds like most of relationships.
Exactly. Right.
Always sweep it under the rug.
Right.
And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Even, you know, I've had a situation arise 2, 3, 7, 12, 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta just say this, and it's in safety. You know, when people's amygdala arises.
Right.
And then everybody's talking about when your feminine becomes masculine, you know. So I got to match that. And like, okay, you fussing at me. I'm not Jesus yet.
No, right. Exactly.
I'm not. I'm growing to that. Right. And I remember a time where the swelling of your neck already got a reaction.
Right.
But now I can say, guess what? I'm understanding to listen.
That's right.
And self-regulate.
That's right. Yeah.
And no. But I had to share with an individual. I need to match your energy. And I don't think we want to do that.
Right.
You do not think you've changed tonality, temperature.
Right.
Temperament.
That's right.
But you really have.
But you have.
Yeah. And I just need you to be aware that I'm about to match your energy.
Right.
And that's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
Because we're going to walk away scarred from this.
Exactly.
So, man, it was, Carol, you just really, hey, sow a seed.
But that was good for you to socially regulate that moment and say, you know what, this is what I'm hearing from you. And instead of it getting out of hand, I'm going to regulate the situation and perhaps let's avoid this and come back to the table.
Yeah, we coming back.
Talk better. Right?
Oh, no, we coming back.
Coming back.
As the kids say, I got to get my lick back.
You so crazy. You so crazy. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
God. That's what they say, right? I got to get my lick back.
Exactly.
I got to get my lick back.
Yeah.
I got to get my lick
Yeah.
back. But I thank you for helping me socially and self-regulate. So because that situation, I'm not even feeling bad about the situation.
Right.
Because that situation could have really gone a different way.
Yep.
And as they say, all hair would have broken loose.
Could have broken loose. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm grateful that you have shared with me
Right.
how to self-regulate.
Right.
And have social regulation skills. Or move me through some things.
Yes, exactly.
Cooperativeness and assertiveness.
Right. Those are the two axes. And I'll say this. So I in the training that I offer, and I just did a class 2 weeks ago on this. What will happen is you will do an assessment for the art of conflict resolution as well, where you will find out what your most organic conflict resolution handling mode is. So most people tend to lean towards one mode or another. All 5 are necessary. And the closer you are in the number, if you ever have an organization that comes to the class, and I highly recommend it, because in this particular organization, this leader had 12 out of 20 of his people who had avoidance as their primary conflict resolution strategy.
Pause. 12 out of 20.
12 out of 20.
Okay, 12, the numerator, 20, the denominator. I'm going real slow. 12 out of 20, because Jesus looks at numbers. Both can be divided by 2. That's 6, and that's 10.
Yep.
That's 60%.
60%. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You know, you can, for the least common denominator, you know, you can do that by 2. Mm-hmm. That's 3 and 5.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's
so
right.
3 out of 5 people.
Yep. Use avoidance.
Use in this organization. Yep. Which is a good organization.
That's a good organization.
To work for and in or be a part of. But with that type of that, like, okay, pause. Because okay, Anna, just say if she came to the job and did this, or Shannon, she worked with this in your organization, and you said 60% of the congregation. See, I'm so preachery. 60% of the employment. Their first piece is avoidance, or their first.
Yeah, their most organic conflict resolution strategy is avoidance. When I saw the numbers, which I've trained this for Dick's Sporting Goods for a long time before I ever did this in my company. Yeah, that's rare. Yeah, especially among leaders. Leaders typically are actually competitors. So they're the highly assertive low cooperativeness, which isn't necessarily, the greatest either. But with avoidance, what I said, either a lot of people in here are going to have ulcers, or I also told the leader, I said, you have to be careful, because they may not be saying what they're thinking. And that is dangerous for that many people in the organization.
60%. Avoidance.
That's correct. Yep.
What? Nothing. We didn't mention the organization, so you're safe.
Yep.
What? I don't even. I'm afraid.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like.
Yep.
That's beyond toxic.
That's beyond toxic. Exactly.
That's beyond poisonous.
Exactly. Yep.
That's beyond. Okay, like you have your hazardous sign.
Right.
Like you need a hazardous sign, a poisonous sign, a toxic sign.
Right.
What's above that? I mean,
you've got
Chernobyl. Remember that?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Something's about to explode.
Something is about to explode. Exactly. Yeah. So, and even in the training, it was evident, that they needed some more work. But yeah, so it's important to really know even that, like, what do I normally lean towards? Because it's understanding situationally. Again, all of the modes are necessary, but when do I employ them, and understanding that I can flex. I know in this moment I can't avoid this situation, because it's either going to bother me or it's going to explode into something else. I need to go either into a collaborative or compromising mode. Let's have some conversations so that we can reach a better resolve. Because if we're just leaving it at the end and not doing anything, the problem isn't going anywhere. We have to make sure that we do something. But people need to know, like we were talking about, and I know we have to close quickly, but I will say this. oftentimes in
it'll be a
this
part
highly
2.
technological,
It'll
we
be a
should
part 4 probably.
probably,
Because I'm trying to deal with this data.
I know. In this highly technological world, we like to put our discussions, our difficult discussions, in text messages. The more difficult the situation, the less you should use text messaging to resolve it. You need to be eye to eye. You cannot.
Don't text me your trouble.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Don't do it.
Yes. And one of the people in this.
But I said, no, take your time. He said, y'all take your time. He's a pastor, by the way.
Okay.
He's a
Good.
pastor.
Yes.
But now we'll see you soon. We'll see you next week, Benai, right? Call me later and make sure I get your hotel arrangements. Okay. But you're right. But you're right. But like what you're saying, Don, is so powerful and practical.
Yes.
So the principles that Jesus taught come with a process.
Right.
The process, of course, is the Beatitudes.
Right.
But we spiritualize everything sometimes on the church side and make it this one way fits all absolute.
Right.
Which possibly is not healthy.
No, exactly.
So now when God asks me to turn the other cheek.
Right.
Now I keep getting hit.
Right. Exactly.
But to self-regulate now.
Self-regulate. Exactly. Right. Yeah.
And be more assertive.
That's right.
And cooperative.
Right.
Oh, now all of that makes sense as a principle.
Yes. Right.
But if I don't have what you're saying though,
right. It's not going to work.
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 Right.
It does not work. Talking about a virtuous woman, who can find a virtuous woman? Her price is far above rubies. But she was a woman of self-regulation. She was a woman she was a highly emotionally intelligent woman.
That's right. Exactly.
Like these biblical principles that just coming up now. It's like, okay, this is predicated on a process.
That's right.
And something that you continue to go through and grow through. Let me say that.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, but you said something and yeah, stop texting me that craziness.
No, I tell my rule is if it goes past 3, somebody's picking up the phone, and it's likely going to be me. I mean, if you text me some too much conversation,
it's picking up the phone.
Pick up the phone. Let's wrap this up, because I could be done and moved on to the next thing. Number 1, number 2. I got a text message from a cousin a couple of days ago, and it was kind of cryptic. I'm like, what is this person talking about? So I picked up the phone, but I told my son. So of course the person didn't answer immediately. I said the best way for some people to get rid of them is to call them.
Just call them,
because then they won't answer.
And it was cryptic.
But if you really want to talk about something, you'll call me back. Exactly. And she did end up calling me back. But yeah, I was like, no, we're not going to resolve this on text messaging. We're not doing that. So yeah,
because it's not.
Yeah, you can't feel the person in that class I was at, and then again, I'll help you wrap up because we're at 7:45 already. 7:42.
I'm fine. I'm relaxing today.
I know. I know, but I know the people got to go to work.
Yeah, y'all got to go to work.
I just wanted to share that this particular person who said that she texted her boss, and she said, yeah, and I felt that he was okay with it, and I said, well, the key to what you said is. I felt you don't know because you never had the conversation to ask him. So we download what we want to download on a text message and then we walk away. But if you've never settled it with that person, then you have no real data to say that we're in alignment and everything is going to be okay. And you need to do that if you really are valuing the person over the problem.
If we're valuing the person.
That's correct.
Over the problem. Did you hear that? Are you put in the chat? Value the person over the problem.
That's right.
We're going to land our plane right there.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all to get part 2 on another day. We're going to keep recording.
This has been great. Yes.
We're going to keep. Stacy Cole is in the house. Stacy's like great.
Hey, Stacy Cole.
How you just now gonna say something,
Stacy? I know. We need to get back in the studio together.
Stacy, here's the mic number 3.
I know, right?
Scoop Don over.
Exactly.
You come sit right there. Or Don can sit right here.
Right.
And I can sit over there. It doesn't matter. Listen, Anna did it. Anna said, value the person over the problem.
Yes.
And that's a task and a challenge.
Yes.
That's a task and a challenge.
It is.
Y'all, it's been the worldclasstraining.net today. School, let me put it back up here. School days. We're not done talking.
Yes.
We're probably going to keep recording. I'm just going to have to, be a blessing and sow into her ministry?
Yes.
And she said, yes. She said, yes. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. And I'm amygdala is rising.
You so crazy.
Amygdala is rising.
Oh my
Amygdala is rising.
He actually is
amygdala is rising.
Because you know
amygdala
what?
is rising. Amygdala is rising. Do you see that? Do you see that? Am I self-regulating?
You are self-regulating.
Look at that.
He actually is showing my book. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a good Friday. It's going to be a good Friday. Thank you, Pastor.
So how can we purchase this book?
So Unpacking Agape, the 7 languages of intentional leadership is about the behaviors of being a servant leader. Yes. And you can purchase this on my website at worldclasstraining.net. You can hold it because it's closer to your thing. worldclasstraining.net/agape, AGAPE. Some people have liked to go to Amazon, but if you come to me, then I'll
we come to you and you get it. We Amazon, Bezos, you
Bezos getting his coins, right? Exactly.
But just get this.
Worldclasstraining.net. It's the 7 languages of being a servant leader, and it'll bless you as well. Great. Yep. Thank you so much, sir.
Y'all see my amygdala rise?
Yes.
I think I went to assertiveness.
And you did.
And cooperativeness.
And as we close, I do have to share this because that's a great point. Some people think when your amygdala rises, it's only in a negative sense. We have distress and we also have what's called eustress. And that's moments of being excited.
Slow
I know,
down,
but
Chicago.
I know we just have to wrap up, but I didn't want to.
I don't have to go anywhere.
Oh, you don't have to go? Okay.
But we're going to land.
Okay.
Our plane. We're going to land our plane.
So many good things to share. But I want people to also know it's okay to be happy. It's okay to be excited. Sometimes that joie de vivre has to stay with us.
Oui, French. We speak French
fry. Joy of life. Yes, it's the joy of life.
Joie de vivre. Did y'all hear that?
Right.
Parlez Frousson. What's she speaking? Joie de vivre. What we swatting the fly? Joie de vivre. Did y'all hear her? Joie de vivre.
Yeah.
Boy, she's so best.
Yes. Yeah.
Look, even Benai, he tripping. He like, what this? Tell her, but she's speaking in tongues. Like she Benai coming on a honey. Yellow bow tie. Swat me. I said, what in the world? Anna's cracking up. Everybody cracking up. Joie de vivre.
Joie de vivre. Exactly.
Oh, joie de vivre.
Joie.
Oh, I'm swatting over here. And you joie. Okay, y'all, we're done. It's good to end on that note.
Be happy this Friday.
You said your amygdala is distrust, mistrust.
There's distress, which are moments of, angst.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's eustress, moments of joy. And some people, because people have been told, hey, go sit down, don't get too excited, all of that, then they don't even properly lean into moments of happiness. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So increasing your emotional intelligence, that self-regulation dimension requires that when you feel happiness, that you are comfortable leaning into that moment and celebrating in the way that you should. Yes.
Well, listen, y'all.
Joie de vivre.
Joie. Not joie. See, I got me a
Joie.
Oh, joie de vivre. Joie de vivre.
So crazy.
On Friday, we gonna joie de vivre. Everybody gonna joie de vivre. Listen, y'all, it's been worldclasstraining.net. It's been me.
Thank you, Pastor Hill.
This is Don's show.
Talking to you.
Stacy had her show the other day. Hey, it's easy for us to do this.
Yes.
And go to your Apple podcast. Please tell them about that.
The Leaders Lounge is my regular podcast. So you can find that on Apple and on YouTube. Please subscribe to YouTube, The Leaders Lounge.
Subscribe to YouTube, The Leaders Lounge. Say that again.
The Leaders Lounge on YouTube.
Okay, let me put that in the chat. Somebody put that in there. Shannon, can you put that in there? Anna?
We knew we had 43 subscribers and growing.
No,
come on.
No, that's not anything. The Leaders, is that apostrophe S or S apostrophe?
S apostrophe. The Leaders Lounge on YouTube. Yes, please.
Lounge on YouTube.
Yep.
And I'm a subscriber.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, because we do this.
Yes.
So go to the Leaders Lounge on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel.
Yes.
Go to your Apple phone, Spreaker, and she's on podcast apps. bar all the
this will
time.
play back. That we unpacked a lot of information in a short period of time. So play it back. And you know, gather what you need from this.
Joie
Like
de
and
vie.
share on Cornelius'
Joie
show
de
as
vie.
well.
Joie
Yes.
de vie.
Joie de vie. And then always, if your organization does seriously need the art of conflict resolution, emotional intelligence, or anything else, just call me and I'm here for you. I answer my phone.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. All right, y'all. 50
Thank you
minutes.
so much, Pastor.
Thank you.
Wow,
Listen, I know
just
this.
like that.
I know Benai. I know, and he's an hour ahead of us. Thank you, Benai. Thank you. Remember, if y'all ever want to be on the show this way, you got to come in. But if you want to be on the show virtually, you know, Don and I have done the virtual thing. We do it all the time. Yolanda and I do it all the time. Now, Stacy and I, we have done virtual things as well. I just want you to be blessed. I want you to make sure that you understand your EI is over everything.
Yes, yes.
And when you get to that amygdala moment, joie de vie.
Joie de vie.
Joie de vie. I'm out of here, y'all. You ready
Friday.
to go? Let's go. Happy Friday.
Thank you so much.
She's our friend until.
All right.
She's our friend until the amygdala goes a different way if we lose the Howard. But in January, we'll be back in DC anyway.
Back. Exactly. That's right.
Because we with her.
Yes, yes.
We with her.
We are with her.
We with her. We with her, y'all. We with her. All right, y'all. Until next week or another time.
Take care.
Take care. Be blessed.
Have a great weekend. Bye.